Well, hello, Kristin.
Hi, Laura.
Oh my gosh, is this the grossest Monday?
It
on the
really
planet?
is. It's rainy. It's Monday.
The
it's
Carpenters.
bluesy.
The Carpenters said it. Rainy days, Mondays, always. Come on. Get me down. Oh my God. Not only
Wish
down.
I could sing, but they really do get me
Today
down.
was the kind of day. Let me tell you what kind of day today was. Today was the kind of day where I wanted to stick my head in the toilet and flush it like multiple times. Not just once. Flush it multiple times.
Oh, man.
Enough where I could possibly rip my hair from the scalp.
It was really...
That was the kind of day today was.
Yeah, it was the same for me.
It was horrible.
It was a bad
Don't
day.
do that
and then
to
I'm
me.
looking out the window and I'm like, no.
It's gray. It's dreary.
Yeah.
It's cold.
And it's Monday
And
again.
it's Monday.
My worst day of the week.
Boomtown Rats. There was also another. So now I'm going back. Well, the Carpenters was way back.
That's
Boomtown
way back.
Rats is going back into the 80s, which I don't like Mondays. I don't like. And then the line was, I want to shoot. Ooh, the whole day down.
Why can't I think of this song?
It was
I know it. I gotta hear it.
Silicone chip in her head, something like get slit tripped to overload. It's something
God.
like that. Boomtown Rats. I don't
Boomtown
like
Rats is the name of the
Mondays.
group. I gotta look this up.
But you know what?
I'm gonna play it on my Alexa when I get home.
We don't like Mondays, but we sure like Wednesdays.
We love
Because
Wednesday.
Summer House is on, don't we?
Yes.
Oh, did you see what I did there? All right.
That was good.
All right. So getting into the Summer House.
Summer House. So how do we start this one out?
Well, it was the Paige and Craig. Like, there's so much Paige and Craig between Southern Charm and Summer House.
We're
It's
getting
hard
an
to
overload of
right.
it.
I'm like, what car ride are we on? Like, where are they going? When chicken. I'm sorry, chicken.
I don't get
I
the
can't-
chicken thing. It's kind of like
It's annoying. Like, I call my son chicken, turkey. You know.
Yeah, I know. It's like an
But he-
endearing
It is, but he
term.
likes farm animals.
Yeah.
So his whole world is about the, E-I-E-I-O.
Yeah, right,
So I'm always like,
right.
come here, you chicken. So that's stuff. But I'm chicken. I don't know chicken.
I love you, chicken.
I don't know chicken. Well, we know that that's all in the past. Oh, he was saying something in the car right out to the Hamptons, like,
Yeah.
something like, were they out? Wait, were they with the other girl in the car?
Gabby was in the car.
Gabby, because he was like,
Yeah,
you called
which
me a
usually
liar.
you don't see that setup. Like it's usually Ciara and Paige or whatever. Anyway,
Well,
this
they're
time
just-
it was Gabby.
Gabby, let me tell you,
They
Gabby.
don't show enough of Gabby.
They don't show enough to Gabby. Gabby had
Yeah.
like a little glow up. I know, like her body just turned into a banging body.
Oh my God!
But
yeah.
again, there's just something about her that I don't know if she's just not comfortable. I don't know what it is that just comes off always a little askew. to me.
Yeah,
a little askew.
Skew. Well,
It
she's
does.
like the wing woman to Lindsay. So like that's how I see her.
Right,
You
and
know?
Lindsay is
I don't
always-
see her as like a standalone on that show because she's just like Lindsay's backup.
Lindsay's
going
to be the powerhouse. Always.
Yeah.
So whoever's going to play that fiddle.
Yeah,
Like Danielle. But I think that's how Danielle stayed on the show that long. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, because
Not that she wasn't a hoe, just enjoying herself, which was
Yeah.
all good. Like, good for you, Danielle. But
Mm.
as Lindsay's BF, that got her, I think, an additional 3 or 4 seasons. I'm not even joking around.
Yeah,
That's what I
believe
think
it.
personally.
I believe it. I think the last season that Danielle was on, she was like, eh.
Right.
It's
Picked
okay.
up my Stanley Cup for a little
What
thirst
was-
quencher.
What was Danielle's storyline about the balloon man? I
And
mean,
the
that was
balloon
like
guy,
the most
and then Gabby
that
cried
came, like,
because balloon guy
yeah.
was open, and she like never cries, and then she cried like she cries
Yeah.
once a year. That was that episode.
Yeah.
Either way, Kyle was like, not Kyle. Craig was like,
Right.
Kyle, call me a liar. I want what happens live. She was like, and then Gabby's like, he called you a liar? Like, what? So it's just this, and like, Paige always looks like she was just injected with a barbiturate. She's always so tired. And she's always so
She's
annoyed.
tired and she's bored.
She's so
and,
affected. She's
like,
so affected. Like, I'm sorry. Paige just, I feel like when her balloon lands, that's going to be one hard landing. That's going to be a hard ass landing. Because when that balloon comes down and she realizes, oh, I ain't all that in a bag of chips. She might be all that, but she's definitely not a bag of chips. either.
Yeah.
So when
I
she
know you've
has
been saying that about
when she
Paige.
has that realization, I kind of feel sorry for her
Yeah.
because she's going to go, oh,
Yeah.
right. I got rid of Craig Conover, who might have been the sweetest even though he's a bit of a dunce cap,
Yeah, I mean,
he's still hot and successful and trying his all-time best and would have
and
loved
loyal
and loved you
and loves
like
her.
nobody else.
But the theme I get from Paige on both Summer House and Southern Charm, we're seeing it together now. She's smothered. Like she feels smothered by Craig.
Yeah, and everything
and when you
he
feel
does,
smothered, it's like you just like get away from me.
And everything he does annoys the piss out of her.
Crap out
but
of
it's
her.
been like that since day one with them. Like she's never been nice to him.
No, she hasn't, and I don't know why. And I like Paige. You know, I'm not a Paige hater. I like the both of them.
I'm not a Paige hater either.
I'm not like on
Paige
Team
hater.
Craig or Team Paige.
No,
I'm not getting on a team there.
No.
I'm just trying to break it down. And
I just
they're
always
like,
said,
oh, she changed his life. She
Right.
turned him around.
and I think that's why.
He was doing pretty good.
But I
before
think
he
she
met
came.
her.
I think he.
I know she helped him stop drinking, right? And stuff
Or
like
she
that.
was just the force that came in and said, 2 snaps and a rewind. You need to do this.
Yeah.
You need to do that. You need to do this. And then you can have the prize that is Paige.
Yeah,
You know? And he was
yes.
like, oh, and then Paige told him what to do. Okay, can't you just see her like making up a list? Like, okay,
Yeah.
get yourself to AA. Check. And he even said that he's an alcoholic. I even heard him mention that. I was like, oh
yeah,
my God.
yeah, he did.
Like I drank too much. He even said on one of these, I don't know if it was Watch What Happened Live. I don't know what it was that he said, but he said, I'm an alcoholic.
It might have
He's
been
like,
the after show,
something like that. And
yeah.
I was like, wow, but okay, but you're still drinking. So I'm so confused at his addiction.
I'm confused
But
with
you know what?
that too.
I don't need to understand it. Like, Craig, if you're good, I'm happy for you. Like, if you're drinking less, rock and roll.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, whatever it is,
Yeah.
it's not for me to say.
Yeah.
Like, good for you, Craigery. Do it. But, like,
I don't know.
enough
I don't,
now.
and I don't think it's editing or anything like that. But it is
No.
really making, at least Summer House for sure, making Paige look like, you know, what are you doing with this guy?
Oh,
like,
she's like,
this guy's
she
an ass.
absolutely hates him.
She hates him, and the show is getting everyone to really be on her side.
Well, she also said.
So I don't know.
She also said when they had gone away or something, she's like, I heard her say somewhere on something. She was like, oh, so when we went to Italy, I think Craig came with her and her family.
Right.
And she was like, all me and my brother did was make fun of Craig the
yeah,
entire trip.
and you could totally see that.
Like, what? So
why are you
I'm
with
sure
this
he
guy?
loves this, right? Like, I'm sure it's doing wonders for his ego, Paige.
Yeah, I
As he
know.
actually called himself submissive.
Yeah, he did.
He's called himself submissive to you. So,
Yes.
poor Craig.
Well,
It's-
he likes an alpha lady.
He
needs
certainly
an
does.
alpha lady for sure. Was Naomi alpha? Naomi was she alpha? She was. So he likes an alpha lady. It turns him on. It gives him the direction he needs, but it's not going to be
Turns the
Paige.
Craig master
He
on.
smothered her.
An
I think that
alpha
was all I
dog.
kept saying is like
And he
he's
wasn't
smothering
even
this
sm-
girl,
he
and he
wasn't
wasn't
even
even really
smothering.
smothering her. It's just that I think by human nature, when one starts to pull away, the other one is like trying to chase him even
Yeah.
harder.
It's just-
and that's what you see him doing in this Summer
That's
House episode.
exactly
I
right.
saw it the whole
No,
time.
it's exactly right.
Yeah.
So anyway, quickly in the house, Kyle wants to talk to Craig, but Craig doesn't want to do it because, listen, Kyle, we just sat in 5 hours of traffic. And Kyle's like, no, we're going to do it tonight.
I understood where Kyle was coming from, though. I did. Like,
Yeah.
like let's just be men. And all right, fine. You want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. But
Right.
no, no,
Well,
I don't want to talk about it.
Well, you know.
So I'm going to
I
pick
think-
on Craig a
I
little
think,
bit.
of
I'm like,
course,
Craig, come on.
But I think Craig's just being pissy. That's what Craig
he's
does.
being pissy.
A
Yes.
fly in the ointment. He's a fly in the ointment. He's a monkey in the wrench. Once again, I go right back to Die Hard, my 2 favorite lines from that movie. Fly in the ointment, a monkey in the wrench.
There you go.
Just
there you
to
go.
be a little annoying.
But
Turn the screw a little bit.
But Kyle's a very passionate guy, especially when it comes to business. So he really wanted to just address it with him right then and there, even if they had to get up from the table and walk outside and have a little talk heart to heart about it.
Well, then Kyle, of course, goes outside. And then, of course, Carl goes after him. Poor Carl.
Poor old Carl, that's his best
Poor
bud.
Carl. Carl is just, I feel like he's just, I love Carl, but he's just lost in space. He's about to, but I think he's going to do
Has done
great.
sex for a year, so he's wound up.
Yeah, he's a little wild. But, you know, I think he's all right. Most men, would
He's
you'd see
okay,
them
yeah.
like, you imagine like that being in Rule, he probably would have ripped the couch apart
Oh
by
my
now with
God.
his teeth.
Yeah, he would.
know?
Yeah. I
But,
could actually envision that, what you just said.
I don't know. Right, exactly.
Ripping the couch apart with his
God only,
Get
God
me a
only
woman
knows.
now.
So
Yeah.
here's what I think though. Carl has his whatchamacallit. He has his little party.
Mm-hmm. The pirate party.
Yeah,
it's
this little
Pittsburgh.
pirate party. I really think his new lady showed up, right? Or this lady he's interested in. The yoga. Lil. I mean, if that doesn't sound like an 80-year-old woman from Boca.
Oh, this is Lil.
Hi, I'm Lil. How are you? Nice to see you. So nice you and your grandchildren came down for the weekend. I'm Lil. Anyway, she seemed cute, whatever. But
yoga
Craig is so
instructor.
freaking awkward. He's the king of the side hug. She comes to and he
Oh,
gives
is that
her-
what he did? Oh, you're right. Yeah, he
a
did.
side hug. I'm like, what are you doing, Craig? And then, of course, Jesse Solomon rolls over, and Jesse's like, "Hey, are you staying here tonight? That's my bro." He's trying to just help his boy
Of
out. Like, you
course.
staying over?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, you can." Here's who I think Carl would be wonderful in the Bravoverse: Andy Cohen. Hook up Molly and her tuba with Carl. I think they would be.
That's nice.
Wouldn't they be a great?
Well, they're
little
both
couple?
tall.
They're both
and
tall.
good-looking
She's very
people.
pretty.
She's very pretty.
Super awkward.
Yeah.
So is Carl at this
Yes.
range. I think she would be super supportive of him. I think she really wants to be in a relationship. She would be the polar opposite of Lindsay.
And I think a little bit of awkwardness would work well with him because he's a little awkward.
That's what I mean. They're super awkward, and I think together they would make like a perfect little chemistry lab experiment. Like they'd come out like, "Hi, we're Carl and Molly."
Yeah.
They'd be normal somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, not that they're not normal, but you know what I mean.
I like it. I would never put those two together.
Oh, I put Carl and Molly because they're just awkward enough.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think they'd really play off each other well, and I think he'd be attracted to her. Let me tell you.
She's beautiful. Yeah.
I think that's who we need to get together.
The only thing I would be worried about, it would be like a Paige and Craig thing. Like she'd want to stay in Charleston. He's a New York guy.
This woman was
but she was a model. She probably lived in New York.
She was a real model.
Yeah.
Like she wasn't just some bullshit model. She was real.
She would move.
I would imagine she
would go to, he will never go to Charleston. I could never see that. But she would go up to New York. I think you're right.
Anyway.
I like that.
I just thought that was fun.
Put that out in the universe.
I'm putting it out. I just did.
Yeah.
Now let's see what happens. And anyway, and then I just wanted to backtrack for 1 minute. And of course, everybody goes out on Friday night, and then Craig and Paige stay in. And I'm like,
and surprisingly, so does Kyle. Kyle usually goes out.
Well, you know what? I'm happy that he's doing something. And she was trying to get him out because she's like, "I want to go to sleep, Carl." Sorry, Kyle. And Amanda's like, "Kyle, I want to go to sleep. Maybe you should go out with the guys." Like she wanted.
She actually wanted him this time.
She actually wanted him to go out. And I would probably, because he's probably like, "Oh, what are we to do? What are we doing?"
Yeah.
Like,
so who was it? It was Kyle, Gabby, Jesse, and West.
Yeah.
Those
not
four,
exactly.
Right? That's fine.
Yeah, like let them go. But
okay.
Either way, but then Carl, there's Craig and Paige just sitting in bed, and he's like,
and she's probably thinking, "Get out of my bed."
This was literally the footage. "Hey, chicken, are you sleeping?" Paige with her. Yes. I mean,
leave me alone.
How old are you? What the F bomb? So Jesse and West pushing their beds together at some point.
Over him. It's sad.
It is. She doesn't even want to touch him. You haven't even seen him all week, and she's like asleep in the bed. And I thought Jesse and West pushing their beds together was very cute.
It was very cute. The playfulness that they have as friends, it's cute. And I think that
very
Jesse feels more. It's very Bert and Ernie.
It is.
We know who Bert is.
Yeah.
Jesse with that hair.
Yes, that's Jesse.
That's definitely Jesse. But I think the fact that Lexi wasn't there this week.
Yeah, well, they had some time.
Made him like, he was like, "All right, we could be bros. I don't have to worry about my girl."
Yeah, could be your bro, man.
But he was flirting with Sierra for sure. I mean, I saw that as a playful flirting. It didn't look anything more than that. Like, I don't think either one is catching feelings for the other at all. But I could see Lexi's a little jealous. If she's looking at that now, she's probably like, "What the hell is that?"
I don't think they're together. We would know if they were together.
There's no way they're together
not a chance
now.
They're together. She was just going to be like the summer fling. And I thought Gabby had the ultimate one-liner in this episode, which made me just giggle.
Okay.
The next day when Rule's like, "I'm going to the gym. Want to come?" And Gabby's like, "I'd rather eat the ranch off the floor than go to the gym with you, Emerald." Like, it was great. I was like,
it was funny.
"Go, Gabby. Go,
Gabby." Because that's how we all would feel. Like, are you kidding me? I'm not going to the gym.
And then when she told the new lady Lil, who we were just talking about at the party, and she's like, "You're giving me lemur energy." He really did look like a lemur.
Yeah, I'm sad to say I don't know what lemur is.
Do you know why? I've met lemurs up close and personal? Do you know why? Because for a minute, Kirstie Alley, I was doing some work with Kirstie Alley.
Okay.
And she had a lemur cage. Anybody can attest to this who lived in the area. And she was very open about it. She had a giant lemur cage on her front lawn. And she left her house to her lemurs because there's something like a 50, 60-year commitment on them. Like they have a human lifespan.
What are they, like a raccoon?
No,
or
they're
something?
like a monkey, a lemur monkey.
Oh,
they
God.
were monkeys
Okay. Oh,
in
my
this
God.
Giant, you hear like,
oh, geez.
I'd be like, so we'd be in there like doing interviews in her ballroom. That was her house. Like,
right.
Her dining room was. I think she was on Dancing with the Stars or had just been on Dancing with the Stars when I was there because I was helping her with. She had a show on A&E for a minute that I was helping her with, and she had this food company that she was trying. Anyway,
right.
She had been on Dancing with the Stars, so she'd cleared out her whole living room, which was this really cool house she had.
Right.
Anyway, she was practicing in there for Dancing with the Stars, but I know the lemurs because she had a giant lemur monkey cage on her front lawn in the middle of Los Angeles in a residential neighborhood. Not normal. Like she didn't even leave the house to her children. She left it to the lemurs.
That's weird.
Yep. So
she was a little out there, and I get sad talking about her because she just passed recently.
Not just.
But,
I think
what about 2 years ago?
Oh no, I'm gonna go with You know what? You think that was 2 years ago? I bet you she's been dead more like 7 or 8 years by this point.
Has it been that long?
It really has been.
Wow.
It's really, no, I'd say maybe 5 years, 6 years.
Oh.
But anyway, that's how I'm familiar with the lemur monkeys because of our friend Kirstie Alley.
That's a very interesting story. I love hearing your stories with your
celebrities. Anyway, Paige and Craig talking. She's like, if it's like a bed, I'll find it. And then they sit in the rafts and they talk about, well, what do you mean? I just want to make sure after the years I still fit into your life. And
see, I think he feels her pulling away. So, of course, again, by human nature, I don't blame Craig. He's like getting more needier. And the more needier he's getting, the more smothered she feels.
Of course.
So, and she's already anticipating when I go on tour, you're going to hate me even more because I'm going to be even busier.
By the way, she said, I feel like when I go on tour, I'm going to hate Craig.
Yeah,
that's exactly what she said to Amanda.
And that's exactly what happened.
Right. And I'm sure. And by the way, I think Craig is being super fucking cool.
I think so.
He's being very cool.
Yeah.
He's just like asking her, but she doesn't want to be asked. Big goose egg, not a donut hole.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No, just fly with your career. Don't worry about me. Go with the wind, and I'll be here waiting for you when your career calms down. I don't know. I mean, but see the way they're like I did see, I don't know, did you see the Summer House after show? Because I did. I watched.
You mean Watch What Happens Live?
No, so like they have like on Peacock, they have it the after show. They have it for like Beverly Hills right now. They have it for Southern Charm, and they do have one for Summer House.
Oh, so was it on?
So
is
it's
it online?
like a mini. It's like a debriefing of the episode.
Yeah, no, I think I saw him talk. I mean, I see so many clips.
I know there's a lot of clips.
I don't know where I saw it from, but I don't know. Maybe I did see it. I'm not. Did he have a blue sweater on?
Yeah, Craig did, and then
so I did see it.
Yes, and then you had Paige. She did one with Summer House where she was with the girls. She was with Sierra and Amanda, but she was saying in her after show that he was giving her a hard time about going on tour, and he was giving her anxiety about it, and then she had a panic attack about it. So everything was his fault.
Take it easy.
So
yeah, when you don't like somebody, it's very easy to blame them for everything. It's very easy to have the other person to be the prime, and maybe he was bugging her, but at the end of the day, the man couldn't be more ready. I'm surprised he doesn't have a picture of her, uterus on his wall. Like he's ready to pump that full of a baby.
Yeah.
I mean, he's so ready. It's sad.
She's so not ready.
And she's so not.
And her thing is he's not happy for her budding career.
Correct.
So
and
she doesn't want to share her success with him as much because he's always like shooting it down. That was her whole thing.
Honestly, but I think he even really was. And maybe we didn't see what was going on behind closed doors. But he the man, if he had ovaries, they'd just be bursting at the seams. They'd be all over the walls. You know what I mean? Like, come on, the man wants a kid. So may you find it. But I thought it was funny, though. One last thing, and then we're moving on to we're going down to Southern Charm. But she said, okay. He said, well, after 3 years, I just want to make sure that we fit in. And then she's like, okay, I'll be sure to give you a yearly review and let you know if you're fired or not. So, in the words of
actually
Donald
kind of funny.
Trump, in the words of Donald Trump, you're fired. You're fired, Craig. She fired you. So I guess when you asked what you asked for, you got.
Oh my God. So we wanted to know the demise of their relationship. We
Well,
are
we've
watching it
seen
on
it.
this show.
We've
And we're
seen
watching it on Southern Charm.
So off we are, if you're interested, into the Southern Charm world. So it was the finale.
Yes.
I'm sad that it's
I thought
kind
it was
of,
pretty good, right?
It was. I mean, it was good. Was it longer than an hour? I feel like it was longer than
No,
an hour.
you know what? I thought it was going to be. It was an hour. It was just an hour. So,
Yeah.
But it's going to be a 3-part reunion. So they're going to break down a lot. I think it's a 3-part reunion.
Well, I know he's going to say more about Paige. It's like, I get it. Paige and Craig have broken up. Somebody said something to the other one. Yeah. She was mad. He was mad. Did he talk to other? But I don't care.
I don't know.
Just move on, both of you. She's already moved on with Joe D'Amelio.
Yeah,
I mean,
that guy Joe D'Amelio. Yeah, she's
already,
definitely with him, right?
Well, she says
there's seems like it's
well,
speculation.
No, she says she's single. She says she's single.
Okay,
but she's not.
So there's
him.
probably a situationship going on.
Yeah, and
okay.
You know what?
And
She's
he should
allowed.
be in one too.
She's allowed,
of course.
But when her balloon lands,
we'll be talking about
listen,
that.
all she ever cared about in their relationship was New York, her career, and her mommy. I don't want to leave my mom. I don't want to leave my mom. Okay, I get it, Paige. So I know Mama will be there when your balloon lands.
Yes.
And listen, I hope all the best for you, girl. But
well, she's not going to be on Southern.
When you're
she's
up,
not
you're
gonna
up.
Be on Summer House forever.
When you're up, you're up. You're down, you're down.
Down, you're
and
down.
she might be. Listen.
They may bring her over to New York.
Summer
Real
House
Housewives of New York
can't be on much longer. How much longer can this show go?
I don't know.
It's been on a long time.
It's been on a long time. We love the OGs. When the
but
OGs start to leave, it's kind of like,
now it's just like. I mean, they really.
I mean, Lindsay, I don't know.
They
if
might
she's
have given
stay.
a little extra bump with Jesse and West. All right, so we're calling them Jest.
No, they're good on that show.
Jest.
I agree.
Now we're going to call them Jest.
I love it.
All right, good. We see that mistake brought us to a new
from
moniker.
Laura.
Jest. So they really brought some life into the show with them.
They did.
However, I think it's like it's on its way out, teetering.
It's on life support.
I think it's on a little bit of life support.
A little bit. I mean, I'm not hating.
I'm not
this
hating
season.
it. Nope.
It's keeping me in tune, but
the more it exists on very little. Let's just say
Yeah,
that. It exists on there's very little kindling there for the fire.
There is.
So once that fire burns.
It's a withering flame.
It is a withering flame. So when that fire burns, I don't know if we're going to be able to get it back.
I don't know.
So let's just talk about Southern Charm. The first and one of the bigger overarching issues here was the whole Venita JT issue. Yeah. So, in JT's defense, we've never been given a straight answer why JT left, but I get why JT left.
I know.
He was essentially in his mind was called a racist.
Yes.
This Tyler fellow. No, not Tyler. No, Tyler.
Ryan.
He's married to a Tyler. No.
Oh God, I always forget Ryan's husband's name.
Tyler is
married to
Rodrigo's
husband.
Okay, so Ryan fella is coming out of left field, dropping a nuclear bomb. JG says, left field. And he's right. Like, I don't think he had any shot on this show.
No. Is that what it is? Is that his shot to get a storyline, this guy Ryan? You think that's why he's doing this?
First of all, I think, no. This is what I think about. So they want Ryan on the show. So you know exactly how it went down. Pat went to Whitney and said, okay, now we got to get Ryan on the show because she's best friends.
She loves Ryan. She's best friends with his husband.
Okay, so then what does she do? Then Whitney says,
very good, Laura.
Then Whitney says, okay, Mom, that's right. Okay. And then Pat goes to Madison and says, Madison, come over for some champagne, and then you have to be the person that helps Ryan have a party at the end, and that's how we'll get him in. So that is why.
Perfect. No wonder Madison loves Ryan.
Because she's being asked by Miss Pat to say, and you get him on the show, and you'll make it, and you'll protect him from all the, because who was in there? So anyway, she has the party with him, and then it's going to get him some airtime. Yeah. And I think this is him trying to make his mark. And I can't tell you how pathetic I thought this whole thing was.
Yes.
I don't know if it was message was relayed poorly by the barber, some
I
black
was thinking
girl.
that the barber might have said that.
But think about it. He might have said, I don't know. Like, think about it. Well, I don't know. There was some girl named Kristin that I really, like, if you're the barber and you're trying to explain it to somebody, and he even said on the phone, it might have been the way that I relayed the message to Ryan. Like, I don't know, was some black girl that on the show? Is there a black girl on the show? Maybe it was innocent, but JT was like, it's the way you say some. Like, that's
a strong ass word when you're going to use it in that context.
Right, and it's also casting her aside.
Yes,
she felt
is.
like,
oh, just some black
you
girl.
don't even know me. Like, who am I? And he's like, do I even talk like that?
Yeah.
Do you think I even say that? Like, he said that to her. He was like, I don't. And it makes me sound like I'm like, yeah. And then when he was put to the fire, the barber, he said, no, you said there's a cute black girl named Venita.
Right.
Who's
interested in him.
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
And he's lucky he got that on camera. Not that I wasn't really believing him, but at the end of the day,
it was smart of him to call the barber.
Yeah, and he was very much like confident of the answer.
Yes. Oh yeah, very much. I think that he knew so well. Like, I did not say
Right.
that.
And
I'm going to get this guy on the phone.
I kind of believe he wouldn't say that. Why would he say that? He loves
I don't
Venita.
think he would. He does.
I mean, if at very least he likes her.
He likes her. I think she's more into him than he her. But I think he likes the attention. He likes that someone is crushing on him.
Sure.
And
who doesn't like that?
Himself, I'm sure he means that there's chemistry between the two of them.
Sure.
So. But she's like overly giddy about it, which makes me feel for her.
But
it's like a little schoolgirl crush.
I agree.
You know?
But Venita. He's like, I'm over at the event space. Come on over. She throws on that green schmata dress. What was that?
It was a smock. Yeah,
it was
I don't
just
know.
I'm like, she looks like a giant green. She's got this killer body.
She's got this
killer
body.
This,
she threw this smock on. Yeah.
Gives her no waist, nothing. She's got this, lovely body. Show it off.
Yeah, I know.
I'd be wearing the tightest clothes I could find if I was Venita.
Especially in a moment like that.
It was like a taffeta green dress with she was just straight up and down in it. I'm like, wait a minute. Don't you want him to rip your clothes off? He's not going to want to rip that green ass dress off.
No.
So anyway, that just annoyed me. So I just feel like this is Ryan trying to make his mark.
Yes. I think, I didn't even look at it like that. You're absolutely right.
Because
he's trying to make a storyline, make his mark, and get on the show.
And I know Miss Pat was like, where do you think that came from? All came from Pat. And that's why Madison is like trying her hardest to push him.
Yeah, I get it.
To push him. And she's going to throw the party with him. And she's going to do this with him. Because
she might be a little bit of Miss Pat's sound piece.
Of course. Well, she's her doing a Pat's bidding.
Yeah, she's doing Pat's bidding.
And by the way, why not? They're friends.
Yes.
Like, of course she's going to want to help Pat. She thinks of Pat like a mom.
It's like, I know. They love each other.
Pat was so funny in this episode, too. Like,
didn't she remind you of Jackie O? She reminds me of Jackie O.
Oh, well, she's just so funny.
When she was in that era where she was wearing those flowy
she just
outfits
wears
and
her caftans in there.
I love
And she was like, it's too hot. And she ran in there. And then, like, they're trying to have this conversation, Ryan and Venita and Leva. And he's trying to get something going, Ryan, and he's trying to be like controversial or something. And then Pat's like, hi, everybody. I'm just getting ready to go. I mean, it was just classic. Like, this guy.
Oh, when they were having their talk.
Right, when they were up there talking about the whole scene. It was Venita, Leva, and Ryan.
Yes.
And it was just funny. Madison came in, then Rodrigo.
Why did Rodrigo come in?
And he was like,
he got
I don't want
out.
any more opinions. I want you out. And Rodrigo's like, I'm leaving.
I'm out.
I'm out.
Yeah,
I'll go get a wine. So, I mean, the whole thing was just stunad.
Yeah,
That's a nice Italian version for stunada, stupido.
But are Ryan and Venita friends? I guess they are friends, right?
Are any of them really friends? My point is,
I don't know. Yeah.
They were trying to drag him in, but if you think about it, almost the entire thing was about this, which was really about a nothing
thing. It was kind of a nothing.
But it was Ryan trying to,
It was semantics on words.
I couldn't have been less impressed with Ryan. Please, Southern Charmers, if the show comes back next season, please do not have Ryan on, please.
Well, Rodrigo might want to be a little careful because he didn't have much of a story.
Terrible.
And we've
Poor
talked
Rodrigo.
about that. And it might be Ryan trying to jump in there.
Absolutely. He's not. He doesn't have the in with Pat.
No.
These guys have the in with Pat.
And I'm also going to say it again. Who really doesn't have a story is Taylor.
Oh, she doesn't.
She really doesn't.
She's just
Like
there.
the stupid fight she had with Sally.
Oh, that was so dumb. Let's talk about that. It was so stupid. It was like, no, Sally. So Sally and her standing at the bar.
Sally's doing a lot more work
wait,
there.
is this the Will Smith School of Conversation?
Yeah.
I heard you have my name in your mouth again. Sally said, get your name out. Get my wife's name out your mouth. Are they on the Will Smith plan? Like, what is going on?
It was a stupid fight.
I heard you had my name in your mouth. And Taylor's like, I did because you asked for, he wanted to see your boobs and right? It was the stupidity.
It was so stupid. She told the girls that Austin said he wants to see my boobs. She said it in a funny way.
Right.
Like, it wasn't a big deal. Taylor texted Austin like, oh my God. And Austin said,
she's coming after your relationship. And she's like, what? And
meanwhile, she's dating Fabio. Who's that guy? Andrew?
Oh my God, he's such a freak show.
But she's got a boyfriend.
Right.
Like, I don't get it.
But it was so bad. And then Taylor's like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing it. Cheers to you.
Shaking and like walking away. I was like, go away. That was so bad.
If anything, she should thank Sally. Like, I'm giving you a moment. Take an opportunity with this woman. Let's have a little fight. And she's like, I'm out of here. So after I saw that, I said, you know what? She really doesn't belong on the show anymore.
Bad. And
she
then
just doesn't have anything. And where is Gaston? He's gone.
They probably banished him.
No one
God only
talks
knows.
about him anymore.
I can't. It's what I mean. They look like they lived in a trailer park at one point.
Yeah,
you know, like I don't know what's happening. I don't think
anybody cares.
Exactly,
really.
Who really cares? They're
the
trying to get
too.
Ryan on the show. That is their new mission.
That's their new mission.
But then there's also like.
You're
Again,
right.
we're talking about Paige and Craig. Chicken.
Yeah.
We don't ever go a week without seeing each other. We're on the way to the airport. You came in a day earlier, chicken. When am I going to see you? You're a busy girl. It's the same shit. Okay, Craig. Like, they couldn't have been worse. Like, thank God.
She looked like, it was like, she had to look like, get me out of this car and onto that plane.
But
it was a little funny though when she was saying like, I hate how, she doesn't even like Southerners. She's like, all they want to do is chit chat. And us New Yorkers are like, zip it. Like, she doesn't fit in that world at all. And he doesn't fit in the New York world. I mean, that's a really big part of this whole breakup too, you know.
Like, and he said, so of course, you know, we see that. And then of course, at the end of the show is this, it literally was like 3 minutes. They've been plugging this all season. It was like a bullshit 2 minutes of him like walking over and, you know, and Shep's like, I kind of feel bad for the guy, you know, and Austin's like, yeah. And then like Craig sits down, he's like, well, we had a great Thanksgiving. And there, you know, the chemistry was good, I thought, you know. And he's like, she asked me to buy her a ring, so I did. And then she told me to hold off
on it. So that might have been a sign.
He's like,
no?
maybe that was when she
don't
decided.
Get the ring.
Yeah. Well, she said, well, he designed it and got it. So not only now we know that this poor guy has been sitting on this ring that he had specially designed for her.
Like, I got to get her the perfect ring.
Right. Like for a year already.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And he's like, I don't know. It's like she called me and I just don't understand. We had a good sex life. We checked all the boxes.
Yeah, I know.
Good
We're best friends. It's hard
best friend. How do you mourn someone
someone who's still alive?
I don't know, Craig, but I think it's the greatest thing that could have happened to you.
I agree.
Oh.
Look, I'm happy for her too. I'm happy for them both. Like, spread
you did
your
not
wings
belong
and
together.
Fly. It's okay. I think he's gonna take a much longer time meeting someone. She's already in a situationship, we think. So he's fine. They'll be okay.
Oh my God, Craig! Every woman in Charleston is running after this guy.
Who has eyes for him? I think is Sally. Sally, I think, is eyeing him. She said something on Watch What Happens Live about him a few weeks ago. No?
I do not think he would ever go for Sally.
Oh, I don't think so. But I think you know what it might be?
I would imagine every girl does.
Teasing that she's got an eye for him so she gets another
season. Of course.
Yeah, like, Sally's
They're all trying to jump in there, let me tell you.
Well, she's got a shot. I think Molly has a shot too. Oh, and we got to talk about Molly and Shep.
Of course. I was leaving that awkwardness for the end.
I think they're cute together, but
first of all, do we ever in a
gonna work
bazillion years, as Miss Pat said, I wish I could hold up a sign, red sign for these girls when they come into the group. Like,
I know.
Because does she really think that after the cavalcade of even the 10 girls that we've seen on the show, that she's going to be the one to hornswaggle Shep into marriage or even to a relationship?
No.
Not a chance.
Not a chance.
Dad.
And she
Not
couldn't be farther away from Sienna, right?
Oh,
like total opposite.
First of all, she's way too old for Shep at 35. Sienna was 24 or 26.
She was half his age
on.
Almost.
She's already 10 years past his date. I mean, but
no, you're right. I know.
But it was so funny how they were all looking over there. And Craig's like, I texted him to make out. And then like, you could tell Shep was
like
embarrassed. It did look like it, but Shep was like, when somebody says this word to you, which is what Shep used, I'm always wary of this compliment.
Yeah.
Well, that was awful nice.
Oh, God.
Awful nice. I don't care what anybody says. I don't want to hear awful before any compliment.
Yeah, that just
kind of half.
That kills it.
It's half disdain in there.
Yeah,
and I think he was a little embarrassed.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, it just was embarrassing. I thought, but I thought Molly looked cute and
she
so
looked
pretty,
stunning.
I thought she looked great.
She was a Southern Belle all the way. But did they sleep together? It looked
it
like
said
they did.
that her dry spell ended.
Yeah,
because they put they put the fireworks.
That was
like,
cute.
2 hours later, a dry spell ended, and then it was like, who? Then what was the next one?
But how many women has Shep slept with? So
come on, Shep's
to
doing
him,
that.
It's just like
Shep's doing that in between the grocery store and the drugstore.
Exactly.
He's going home, banging someone in the middle, and then going out and picking up his prescriptions. Like that's part of his normal ass day.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Is.
Like
that
who's
is
waiting
nothing.
for him at his door?
Yeah.
So that's when he said, "I don't want to be cavalier with Molly."
Okay.
When he was
I love these words.
Off with like baby. When he was off with Whitney at the whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, Whitney's. I'm sorry. He's just more and more. He's turning into a woman.
He's
like
turning
before our eyes.
I didn't see him there with the. It was an old prison.
Sure
the dance.
At the summer soiree.
The summer soiree.
Ugh.
Oh, and that was to celebrate Brett's health, which was nice. I think that was like Madison.
Oh, is that what it was for?
Yeah, to like celebrate
and
that
to get
Ryan's
butt in there, and Ryan just looked like a total toolbox at that party trying to say something.
Maybe
it was just so funny. Again,
Maybe.
Madison comes in, Rodrigo comes in, then he's like, I'm not right. He tries to say something, and then
did you
Pat
see like the vein
in.
was kind of coming out of his head, like he was all.
He couldn't have been less. He couldn't have been less engaging. I found him to be so. Ugh.
Yeah.
Like, go away, Ryan. Bye, Ryan. We're not interested in what you're serving up. He couldn't even serve it up any good. And clearly, whoever his doctor husband is does not want to be on the show.
Oh, God. He was way in the background.
I didn't even see him. I don't even know who he is.
I saw him there for a second. Oh, and we also have to say that Leva really made her presence. Like, I've barely seen her all season.
And she just came in to talk about
she
this
kind of
because
was the
it was
mediator.
for Venita.
And she's best friends with Venita.
And
I get it. But
after, like, he tried to eke out a few sentences, Ryan, of how, like, pissed off he was, then him and Venita hug it out and it's all good.
Yeah, it's all good.
So that's all for the camera, and that's all puppet mastered by Miss Pat.
Yes.
Whitney, okay, Mom. Okay, whatever you want. Sure, Mom. Sure, Mom.
And were you a little thrown about 2 months later they're dating? I didn't know that was coming.
The Venita and JT. That's what I was going to say. I knew I forgot something.
Maybe they were in a situationship.
They were.
And then they broke up because he went with the other girl.
But again, he does it on social media. He says long overdue with another girl.
Yeah. And it had to be the same girl.
JT, bad. I hope it was the same girl.
I hope, but...
JT
That's where
bad
they made him look bad.
I really would love to have Venita on. We have to reach out to Venita.
I would love it.
And find out about these timelines because
I'm a little confused of the whole thing.
I'm confused at all the timelines because is
Yeah.
it the same girl? Like, or should we assume it's a different girl? Should we assume it's the same girl? I feel
And
like
when they were dating, was that girl gone and then she came back?
right,
I
and
mean,
we're the
what?
same, and we have the same questions, so it can't just be us that have these questions. It has to be everybody else too.
I think so. I'm actually looking forward. Maybe the reunion will clear it up.
Perhaps.
I think it will. Yeah.
We love Venita though, and we hope Venita is
We love her. We
dating
know
the
she's coming
hottest
back
guy
next
in the
season.
Charleston. I hope so. She's fab. We love her.
Totally.
Tennis, anyone? That's Venita. Tennis, anyone?
The tennis player. I call her Martha Stewart.
She is. She's
She just
adorable.
reminds
Love
me of
her.
that,
She needs.
yeah.
We need more Venita, less Ryan.
Thank you.
And we'll be back next week to
We'll talk
discuss
the reunion.
reunion and more Summer House.
Yeah.
Not next week. In a couple of days. We'll be dropping on Thursday too.
Yes.
So, all right, everybody. So we are currently out from the living room.
Yes, we are.
And we will see you on Thursday. I don't know
you
what kind of
Thursday.
accent that is, but bye-bye.
We are Tuesdays and Thursdays now, so see you Thursday.
And follow us, Littler Podcast. Thanks very much.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Good night.
Bye.